I'm Dr. Karen.
And I'm Dr. Desiree, and this is your A+ Care Tip of the Day.
Today we're going to be talking about core strength, specifically the deep core muscle called the transverse abdominis, and when that's nice and strong, that helps create a natural back brace. So Desiree is going to be your patient, and we're going to start with a few exercises lying on the back. So the TA, the transverse abdominis, is the muscle that we're going to be specifically targeting, and it's a deep core muscle right here between, on the inside of the hip bones. So right here. So in order to feel it, what you're going to do is take a deep breath in with your belly. So you're going to really expand it nice and high, and as you exhale, you're going to really press your stomach down and belly button down into the spine. Perfect. And if you put your fingers right on the inside of the hip bones, you should feel the muscle tightening underneath the fingers, and that's how you know that you're activating the transverse abdominis. Do you feel that?
I do.
Perfect. Nice contraction. Let's do that a few times. Belly up and exhale. Really pull that belly button down towards your spine as low as you can. Good. It's really important not to cheat and use your back to press into the table. The back should stay flat with no movement, and all you're doing is really just tightening your stomach muscles and then taking a deep breath in. And don't cheat with the legs. Desiree is doing a great job. As you see, there's no movement anywhere in her body except for her belly. If you start to get fatigued, which you can in the beginning because the muscle is weak, you can just do a few repetitions, take a break, and then do a few more as long as you're feeling a good contraction under the fingers. If you feel like you're starting to lose that contraction, then that's a sign that you should take a break. A good recommended goal for this exercise would be to do it about 10 repetitions, either 2 to 3 sets at once or spread throughout the day. This is the most basic transverse abdominis exercise. Okay, excellent. Now that the muscle is kind of warmed up and activated, we're going to progress it to slightly more challenging. So what we're going to have Desiree do, you're going to bring both legs up into tabletop, meaning 90 degrees, so her knees right over the hip. Good. And make sure you're kind of keeping your stomach nice and tight. And then as you take a deep breath in, you're going to tap one foot down onto the table. Good. And then exhale and bring that back up. Perfect. Inhale, tap the other foot, and exhale to bring it up. So the point of this is that you're using your core muscles to do the movement and you're not using your legs. Because if you were just using your legs, it'd be a lot easier, but this is more challenging. And again, the back has to stay flat, no movement there. How does that feel?
I can feel it.
Pretty hard. And again, if you put your fingers right here, you should feel it pretty tight right across the hip bones. Perfect form. Good. This will, again, really help strengthen that deep core muscle and provide you with a natural back brace. Great. Same thing, these are a little more challenging, but the goal would be to do at least 10 repetitions on each side. How does that feel?
I'm challenged.
Perfect. Take a break. Okay, now that the core is really nice and warm, we're going to progress that even more to an exercise that is called the dead bug. It has a funny name, but it is very effective in strengthening the core. What we're going to do is same thing. We're going to bring the legs up to tabletop. Again, knees right over the hips. Perfect. And this time you're going to bring your arms right above your shoulders. Perfect. Now what you're going to do, as the right arm goes back all the way overhead, the left leg, opposite side, straightens. Perfect. And then use your core on the exhale to bring it back. Good. So inhale to bring it out, and then exhale to bring it back in. Now, is this even more challenging than the last one?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is definitely more advanced, but if you do enough core activation exercises and strengthen it over time, you'll be surprised that, you can definitely do this. Great form. Again, she's really using her breath to complete the movement. That's really important. You don't want to be holding your breath and bracing yourself, because that's not a true muscle activation. We want to use the breath to help contract the muscle. Perfect. Take a break. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn over onto our stomach, and we're going to show you a few more core exercises. The first one is the plank. You may have seen and heard of it. It's probably one of the most common exercises, and it's very effective in strengthening the core muscles. So Desiree again will demonstrate. There's two ways you can do it. An easier option would be on your knees, and you're gonna keep your elbows right under the shoulder, just like that. She's on her knees, and the most important thing is to really squeeze that belly button towards your spine and keep the spine flat. Good. So she's not arching. Show us how it would look if you were arching. So she's not doing this, and she's not rounding her back either. Both of those are not good. You want to keep it neutral. Perfect. Straight spine. If you were to hold a glass of water on here, it would stay. Up to about 30 seconds is a good holding time. Perfect. Good. Now, if that's pretty easy for you, what you can do is progress it, and this time, instead of your knees, you're going to do the same thing on your toes and elbows. So Desiree will demonstrate. You're going to bring your toes right under your heels and then push up. And again, really nice, flat, neutral back, and really keeping the stomach and muscles activated by pulling them up towards your spine. Perfect. Don't forget to breathe. Good. This is definitely more challenging, so you can break it up into increments of 10 seconds, 20 seconds, up until you can build up to 30 seconds or even a minute. Good job, Desiree. Doing great. Good. Now we're going to show you one last exercise, and this is called the bird dog. And this time you're going to go on your hands and knees in a quadruped position, just like that. Perfect. And as you bring the opposite arm and leg out, you're going to tighten your core again to keep your back nice and straight, so that way you're not tilting, not doing any twists. Again, remember, if you were to have a glass of water on your spine, you want it to stay. Good. And then switch. So you're just going to alternate opposite arm and leg to go out. Perfect. And back down. And as she makes that transition, you'll notice her back stays straight and flat. Good job. Perfect. Good. Okay. And that is your A+ tip of the day for core strengthening.